Pick is in. Carnell Tate. Wow. Wide receiver. We need a receiver. We need a receiver. Carnell is a lot of pressure, bro. Wow. Wow. Hey, Carnell, welcome to Nashville, bro. Wow. Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Hope.
Jacques.
Hope.
What's going on, folks? What is good? Me and that boy Jacques, man, we just came from the stadium, man, at the draft party, man. And as you have known, if you don't know, now you know. The Tennessee Titans selects Ohio State wide receiver Carnell Tate at pick 4 at wide receiver. Yo, Jacques, I know you and I, man, we've been talking about the draft. We were way off on that one, bro.
Man, we were wrong, man. I say this, we got the school right, we just got the player wrong.
Right.
We got the school right, man.
Yeah. And we got the position right for the second round. We wanted a receiver, right?
We did.
We need offense. And Jacques and I talked, man, even after the draft, after the mock draft, he was like, man, you know, the Titans do need to focus on offense, like for real in this draft. Even if we talked a lot about defense. Shout out to those that was in our live show the other day, man, that talked a lot about offense and things like that. So the Tennessee Titans, again, with the pick to Carnell Tate at pick 4. Welcome to Nashville, Carnell Tate.
Yes,
so
sir.
What Jacques and I wanted to do, we've been already watching tape, man, me and Jacques, bro, and we've already been kind of chopping up about Carnell Tate. So we want to give you all an opportunity. Again, we are the official Bleacher Report podcast for the Tennessee Titans. We want to give you all a real quick clip or clips of Carnell Tate in action just last season. And you look at it for yourself to see what we have for the Tennessee Titans. Shout out to Bleacher Report Gridiron, man, for the dope video of Carnell Tate last season. So, Jacques,
sure,
we have drafted Carnell Tate, pick 4. Again, welcome, Carnell Tate, to Nashville. Welcome to Tennessee. So, Jacques, give us your first impressions, man, overall, as far as this draft pick at pick 4. Just your overall thoughts, man.
I'm not mad. Like, I'm actually, as I think about it more, I look at what we need, and we like you said, we wanted to pick a receiver, which we got it. It was in the first round, but and I don't know if you want me to go into details or we hold off just to give my overall thoughts, and then I can give you my strengths and weaknesses of Carnell Tate.
Go for it, man.
Okay. Yeah. So, my overall thoughts, man, I'm excited. At first, I was excited, but I was kind of puzzled, like, okay, but as I look at film and as I look at his strengths and weaknesses, I'm gonna go with his weaknesses. Weakness first. He ran a 4.5, right? And you can tell he's not the fastest guy, but he has manipulative speed. Okay. Yep. I think another thing he needs to work on is run blocking, right? He's not the best run blocker. And when it comes down to certain routes, he can be crisper, but it's a devil's advocate here. But get to his strengths. The biggest strength, I think, first that stands out to me, he's a hands catcher. He catches everything with his hands, like straight hands, right? He snatches the ball. And when you teaching receivers and when you play receivers, that's the first thing they teach you, how to attack the ball, right? Don't let the ball come to you, attack the ball. And if you can, teaching your young receiver how to catch with his hand. I'm teaching my son that now, right? To be a hands, because the earlier the better, because it'll become natural. As you could tell, he's naturally a hands catcher. Yep. Now, I talked about his route running earlier, right? But to me, that's a strength as well. Something I noticed that stands out. I'm like, man, he runs nice, crisp, long routes. I'm like, man, his long routes. His short routes they need work, right? But his intermediate and his long routes are dope. Like the way he manipulates his eyes, the way he gets you know what they call late eyes, right? When the receiver gives you those late eyes when that ball is just right there, he does that. He's very manipulative with his routes, right? Even with that little almost like a seam route that he ran. I mean, it was I was like, wow. I'm like, he's sort of twitchy with his routes. And what I see with him is he came from Ohio State. People, if you're not a fan of this pick, you got to remember what Ohio State is. Ohio State, we say DBU for LSU, and we say wide receiver U for Ohio State. Okay. Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., Ted Ginn, give me some Mohawk. There's plenty of
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter. I mean, the list goes
so
on.
Many, man.
Ohio State knows
how to use.
Yeah, right. In Jigba, exactly. And Bouquet, the Bouquet came out
exactly. Emeka Bouquet. That's correct.
So what I've noticed about Ohio State receivers, they are pro ready. Okay.
Yes.
When they come to the league, they're pro ready. Now, from a statistical standpoint, you wonder why he only got 800 something yards. Well, you got Jeremiah Smith on the other side.
Yeah.
You got Jeremiah Smith on the other side. So I gotta share the catch load with him. Yeah. I get lucky to get 1,000 yards. So if you wasn't excited about the pick at first, get excited. Because I think he can come in day one and pluck that third receiver spot from either A.O. Manor or DK. They've been put on notice. Okay. And what you could tell from what I've read is Burgonzian, their camp said that he's the most pro-ready draft pick ready in this draft. And when I hear that, I'm like, okay, it was a smokescreen the entire time, right? It was either Jeremiah Love or but now Carnell Tate. So that's my thoughts, man. What about you? What about you, Hawk?
All right. Facts, no paper, Jacques. Cooking in the kitchen as always. So before I talk about Carnell Tate, I want to go over his stats and just sort of give you all a breakdown of what he has done over the last 2 seasons, right? So you look at Carnell Tate, 2025, 51 catches, 875 yards and 9 touchdowns. He had 4 100-yard games. He was a second-team All-American, first-team All-Big Ten, and first-team All-Academic. And last year he had 52 catches as well, 700-plus yards. I think the biggest key here when you look at that, man, is his average per catch at 17 yards a catch. I think that's huge, and he won the national championship. You look at a guy 6'2", 192 pounds. He did run a 4.52 in the 40. He did run that, you know what I'm saying? And so, I think that's why when I look at it at pick 4, when you pick 4 wide receiver, you got to have certain attributes about yourself, height, speed, and those things, right? But, Jacques and I have talked about this draft maybe not being the strongest of all drafts, right? And looking at it as a need standpoint, Carnell Tate's a need. We need a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like, literally need a receiver. We need receivers. I wouldn't be shocked if we drafted another receiver in this draft, and maybe even a tight end, maybe even second round. I really am starting to think, man, it's more like, the Titans should probably go all offense in this draft. Maybe pick 1 or 2 defensive guys. But right now, man, offensively, it's looked like that's where we're headed to for the fact that we picked him this early. But Carnell Tate is a guy, to your point, all hands. When the ball is in space, and not only does he have all hands, he has range. What I mean is not just hands, but also radius on, even breadbasket catches at times. When there's a whole bunch of people around him, he can't get his arms up. He gets the football in space. And what I like the fact is that he jumps at the highest point. When you see the tape, man, when the ball's in the air, he gets the football, right? What's up?
Breaking news.
Yes.
Breaking news.
Yes,
the
sir.
Titans, I think, just traded back into the first round.
Oh, they did.
They 31. They just traded back into the first round.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Hawk. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's good. No, hey, we're cool. We recording. That's cool. We got to see who they draft. All right.
Oh my God.
Hey, keep me updated. We'll post it on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah. We traded with Buffalo. Oh snap.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay. I got the remote to watch the game.
Hey,
all right. You cut. I'll keep cooking with Carnell Tate.
Okay, keep cooking, bro. Keep cooking.
So
Carnell oh my
Tate,
God.
Carnell Tate is a guy that I'm glad that we got, man. I wouldn't say at pick 4, ability-wise, he's pick 4. I'm not going to say that. But I am saying is that the need is there for pick 4. And you got a guy that you got to have a receiver to get the football. Carnell Tate has to be wide receiver 1 by next year, by his second year. This year, he'll learn from Calvin Ridley. He kind of reminds me of Calvin Ridley in a way, too. I think Ridley was better. He kind of very similar. He's a little bigger than Calvin Ridley. But sort of like Calvin Ridley, learning from Wan'Dale Robinson and those guys and things, and get a mesh in with these receivers because he's going to be on the field. And given he was picked 4, he's going to have to be wide receiver 1 by year 2. So I'm happy with the pick. I'm not going to sit there and say I was blown away like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe it. But I understand what the Titans are trying to do by picking Carnell Tate at 4. A receiver, an All-American at that, a receiver that made plays, Jeremiah Smith on the other side. And Jacques, give us the news.
So with the 31st pick, the Tennessee Titans pick Keldric Faulk from Auburn.
Auburn, wow.
Yep. They got your edge. Yep.
A defensive end.
You got your edge.
Do you have any trade details?
That's what I'm trying to get the details now.
Okay. Wow.
I'm on Twitter, bro.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
What was the details? Yep. You got your edge, folks.
Yep. You got your
edge. You got your edge. So
that's what they were trying to get. They got him. Wow. Okay. Keldric. Oh, wow. Keldric Faulk. I remember dude number 15 from Auburn, and he's a young guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if I see. Wow.
Only 20 years old. Yep. Keldric Faulk.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that tells me.
Go ahead.
Did we? I'm okay. Here we go. So the Titans. Woo. Okay. Let's cut through this.
All right.
So the Bills receive our 35th pick. It's the second round. They received our 66th pick, which is in the third round, and 101 with the fourth round. So we hopped up back in the first round. We got 69, so we don't pick into the third round. And then they got our fourth round pick 101, and we got their fifth round pick 165.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's huge. So y'all just see this breaking news as we are talking, right?
Yep.
Wow. So Jacques, I have a question for you about Keldric Faulk.
Yes, sir.
If you have or haven't, I'm not sure. Have you seen tape of Keldric Faulk?
I've seen a little bit.
Okay.
I've seen a little bit. What about yourself?
I have. I've seen now, of course, I watch a lot of SEC games. I've seen one game that he played, and I've seen tape of Keldric Faulk. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm trying to see if I can find some stats on this guy. The one thing I know for a fact, this guy is a sack machine, okay? And I know he's very young. When you look at this here, you see Keldric Faulk is an elite edge defender from 23 to 25, 109 tackles, 19 tackles for losses, and 10 sacks in his career. So he had 10 sacks, my mistake, in his total career. 2024, 2023, all freshman team. He recorded 45 tackles, 11 tackles for loss. Okay, and he had 7 sacks and 20. That's his in a standout season. Yeah, he's 6'6", high motor, projects to be a top tier NFL pick. Yeah, say he's a young guy, so we got an edge, dude. And this guy, man, you know what's so crazy about Keldric? He's 6'6".
Yeah. Yep. 276.
6'6".
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. He's
wow.
So it goes to what it sounds like. He sounds like he's a scheme fit, right?
Yep.
He's a scheme fit. And so, wow, so you addressed 2 needs.
Yes.
You addressed 2 needs. Those are 2 needs that you needed, and you addressed them. You got literally top tier talent caliber, right?
Right. Wow.
You get a receiver, you got your edge. So now we don't pick until the third round.
Okay. Wow.
Third round.
Wow.
Yep. The details of the trade, you don't pick until 69. Whenever 69 is, we don't pick again.
Wow. 69. Oh, wow. Y'all had to bear with us. We're just finding out, man. When we watched the draft, man, we take it serious. We pause for a moment to sort of see, right? Like, dang, you know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah, I just happened to be looking down. I'm like, hold on.
The
Titans just did what?
I know. Like, hold on for a minute, right?
Yeah, hold on. I just seen the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's the trade details right there, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the Titans received the number 31st pick, the number 69, and the 165. The Bills received the number 30. So they moved to the 35th pick. So Oh, wow. So we just kind of scooted up a little bit to get
But
him and then went back just a little bit for
yeah,
the next round. Though we do,
yeah.
like I said, we're not in the third. We're not in the third round anymore.
No,
No,
we're
we're
in the
not. We're
we're in
not.
the third. No, I think
No,
we're in
not
the third.
second. We're not in the second round. We're in the
We're in the
third round.
second
That's
round.
correct.
We don't
Yes,
have a
sir.
second round
And
pick. So
look how old he is.
yep, 20.
21 years old.
21. Yeah, they had him as 20, but yeah, he's 21. Yeah.
11 tackles
So,
for losses in 2024.
so
Wow.
what that tells me is the Titans are on a. I mean, this is a hell of a mix, man, that I'm seeing with them of
Yeah.
how they're mixing this team
Yeah.
with young and old, and I think now we don't even. I mean, we got old, but it ain't that old, right?
Right.
And so now you got your edge who looks like he can come in and he can be productive year
Yes.
1, 2, right?
Right. Wow.
Yep.
So tell me your how you
initial thoughts.
what your thoughts? Yeah, just right now with Faulk. I mean, again, we're just finding out literally as we speak on this recording.
Well, we needed him. He's a true pass rusher, and he's a true hands in the dirt. He's a scheme fit. Like you said, the tackle for loss, the stats. He's able to get to the quarterback. Again, I've seen some tape on him, and we knew he was going to be a first round pick. And what it sounds like, somebody was going to jump, right?
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
like they probably heard somebody was going to get him, and they said, "Hey, we have to hop back in." And that second round pick is attractive. It is.
Yes,
So
it is.
I am okay with the trade. I'm
Okay.
okay jumping back in, and I'm okay to get that value. So I like the pick. I mean,
Yes,
we
sir.
needed it, right? We needed
Yes, sir.
it.
We
So
needed it.
you ultimately got 2 first round picks.
That's
You
right.
got two.
That's
It's
right.
like true. You
Yes.
got 2 first round picks.
Facts.
You did.
That's facts. That's facts.
Shout out to
That's-
Buganzi, man. That joker wheeling and dealing, boy.
He's willing and dealing. He's willing and dealing, man. That's hey, Keldric Faulk, welcome to Nashville, bro. Welcome.
Yep.
Welcome to Nashville, bro.
Yep.
Welcome, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with Auburn defensive players. Auburn, bro,
Okay.
they produce defensive players, man. You know what I mean? And Keldric Faulk, I mean, you know, for me, I to your point, I mean, he's needed. Like, you know, we wanted, you know, a defensive end, you know, in this draft. You know, at some point, I mean, Jacques and I both had us, you know, selecting Arvell Reese, right? And we really did that on the fact of Jeremiah Love not being there, and he wasn't there, right? But at the same breath, it's at the end of the day, we knew that Robert Saleh wanted somebody on defense, and he wanted a young defensive end, a guy that's going to rush the passer, and he absolutely got this with Keldric Faulk. I mean, for sure, right? And this guy's young. I think, to me, that's the most impressive part of this, is that he's a young guy. So I'm excited about Keldric Faulk. You and I know we'll do some more research on this guy here. Man, hey, welcome to Nashville, Keldric.
Yeah. So if you notice in the draft, it's been a run on D linemen, offensive linemen.
Yep.
And I don't even know if Jordan Tyson gotten drafted.
He got drafted early by the he got drafted by the New Orleans Saints. That man was crying his tail off, bro.
So I'm gonna tell you, if you look at it, the top receivers, which is Carnell Tate. If I had a big board right now, it'd be Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, right?
Yeah,
those are my 3 that I would have been like, okay, cool, they're gone.
Sir.
The offensive linemen, I mean, I'm talking about a run on O lineman, run on O lineman.
For sure.
Then defensive ends, it's a run on defensive ends. So the Titans had no choice but to hop back in and get first round defensive ends.
Right.
Man, that's what. Now, I'm curious at this point. What did they do with that 3rd pick?
I'm still going offense, Jacques.
I am too.
I don't know whether it be another receiver. I mean, it could be, you know, maybe offensive line, man. Like, I just think something offense. You think offensive line? That's you and I both drafted in the 3rd round in our mock. I think an offensive lineman. You and I both. You got the guy from Iowa, and I got the Miami guy. I mean, no, the Texas A&M guy.
Yep, I think either one of them or a center. One of them's going. One of them's going. So, and then after that, then I think they'll pick up maybe a DB, because they've been talking about DB.
That's right.
And then it's free game from there. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like, you just get depth. Like, it's free game. Like,
it is.
Y'all do what you do. So, wow, man, that's breaking news, people.
That's
breaking news
on the show.
On the show. Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Welcome to Nashville, bro. Welcome.
Shout out to Buganzi, man. Willing and dealing, dog. Willing and dealing.
That's right. Trying to get better, man. That's all we're asking for. Get better, man. You know, we got a new stadium to fill out. We got a young roster. We got opportunities. There's opportunities on this roster. Make it work. Make it happen.
Man, hey, do what you do. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go back to Carnell.
Yes, sir.
Carnell, man, at first I was like, I was excited. Don't get me wrong, but I'm now as I'm breaking down more film and looking at his small things that he do, I'm actually excited. And I will say, if he has Mbuka, Jackson Smith, and Joby, Chris Olave, who else, Hawk? That's come out of recent. That's from Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean,
Marvin
you have
Harrison,
many like Marvin Harrison, you had Michael
Jr.,
Thomas, you had
Michael
Terry
Thomas.
Glenn. I mean, you
Yeah,
have
like
Chris Carter. I mean, I go all day, literally right off the top.
I'm gonna tell you if and you know how I do with training camp, but if
Joey
I hear,
Galloway, Chris,
Joey Galloway, right?
Ted Ginn, yep.
Yeah, if I hear rumblings of him doing pretty good in training, then we gonna be cooking with some grease a little bit. And then too, again, from a statistical standpoint, because you got now Cam got weapons. He got weapons now.
Yeah,
Cam got some weapons. I'm like, you got weapons. You ain't throwing
brand new weapons, Wandale and Carnell Tate.
Yep.
That's right.
And so that puts Calvin on notice too, because if Calvin don't get it together, I've been hearing Stephon Diggs. If they bring in a Stephon Diggs, I'm not saying it'll happen.
Yeah.
But if you bring in Stephon Diggs, dog.
Yeah. For sure.
Man,
so,
come on.
Yeah, bro.
Tendonism.
Yeah. So, well, y'all will listen. Look, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the show, man. Again, we left the stadium, and again, the Tennessee Titans with the big pick at pick 4 to Carnell Tate. I think it's probably the most shocking of the draft, at least the top 5 for sure in the NFL. But Carnell Tate has been selected pick 4 and pick 31. The Titans selected in the first round Keldric Faulk out of Auburn, defensive end as well. So we got 2 first-round picks fresh on this show right here, the second first-round pick. Mm-hmm. So, hey, we won't have another pick to the 3rd round. We'll keep cooking for sure, man. So, hey, if y'all have not followed us on Bleacher Report, do that today. Download the app. Jock, I did an interview today, man, with the Tennessean today, man. They was down on the field. They were just asking people. They came my way. I don't know, like, y'all check out the Tennessean. I might be on there. My interview was pretty good. We'll see. I didn't get the right pick. That was the question, right? I got it wrong. But check us out here. If you're not following us on Tennessee Titans Weekly on YouTube, do that as well. Check out our Apple, Spotify podcast we had today. We talked about Mike Vrabel should be fired, not could or would, or we don't know. He should be. Y'all check that out on Apple and Spotify, man. Real uncut, just talk. You know what I mean? So TikTok, Instagram. Hey, Jacques, we working, bro.
Yes, sir. When you check those into these apps, please subscribe, like, and all that good old stuff. And we will be back with some more content.
Yes,
so just stay tuned. And shout out to the Titans. Now, again, I think the 3rd round is tomorrow. So we don't pick until 69. So
69.
Hey, we'll holler at you then. See what the Titans do, and then go from there. So
that's right. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Mel Kiper and all them dudes, man, they know them folks don't know it no more than what we know, man. Them folks be wrong, bro.
right.
Yeah, man. So all right, man. Well, hey, as we always do around here, folks, facts.
No paper.